The others that were on there, none of them were from the Metro Atlanta area. And so, so they met constantly. How many of y'all got a chance to attend at least one of the meetings? Okay, and then if not, they had it online. Even if you all want to go back, if you go to senate.ga.gov, you got to do you have to kind of search a little bit to get to it. I know on the House side, we have where you can look at study committees. You can actually click on the button that says study committees. I'm not sure how it's set up on the Senate, but that's what you're going to be looking for, study committees. And once you get to the study committees, you're going to look for the Senate study committee on airport. And it might be called something else. And I know on our side, we videotape, record all of our meetings. And I believe on the Senate, they do it as well. So you can be able to go back and listen to all the detailed testimony that was given about the bonds, how it was going to affect. You had Atlanta that was testifying saying, y'all can't come over here and take our stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then the Senate said, well, y'all not having been doing this, blah, blah, blah. For us, or for me, Clayton County is still in the middle. Whether Atlanta retains ownership of it, they still have to do right by Clayton County. And in my own opinion right now, they have not shown any effort that they're going to look out for Clayton County. This is my opinion, Ms Stovall opinion. Not nobody else's opinion, this is mine. And I'm not saying that the Georgia Major Airport Authority Act is going to solve it, but I try to look at which one is going to give Clayton County the best what we need in Clayton County. And so I have not made a decision all the way on the bill, but I'm still listening to see what's in it for Clayton County. If you look through the bill, it is a complete takeover from the state of Georgia, actually take control over everything. All the contracts, what's going to be built, what's not going to be built. It also does not allow for any taxation on the property, but they have the ability to give permission for the property over there to be taxed. They also have the permission to contract out the police services at the airport. And that was one of the things that we had kind of earlier on brought up, that every time someone is arrested above a misdemeanor, they come to Clayton County. And what was happening when we were able to collect the jet fuel tax, that offset the cost to the citizens whenever they had to go through our court system or when they were housed at the jail. Well, now we're not able to collect that money anymore. Guess who still is footing the bill if it stays in Atlanta and they don't give us any concessions, which FAA said that the city of Atlanta can pay us for services. And that was one in the report that they gave to Clayton County. And they also said that we can be able to charge a tax on the property over at the airport. It has to be legislatively done, which is what we did when introducing the legislation.
I'm listening to some of the things you're saying, and I understand that now, but again, I like hard language. Right now I'm hearing some ambiguous, not to say that you're being ambiguous, but if the bill is written ambiguous, what we can do and can't do, if we're not telling what we want, period, then we ain't gonna get it. They're gonna put in there for entertainment purposes only. And at the end of the day, they ain't gonna approve it. So again, I would say that when we're doing these bills, you guys doing these bills, we need to put some hard line, what we want, end of subject, as opposed to ambiguity that says, well, we'll think about it as possible, or you can do it, and then at the end of the day, they don't do any of it.
Okay.
I guess my concern is, with us being caught in the middle, I'm looking at, I don't know that the Senate taking over, the takeover is any better, because I'm just looking at all of the people that are the authority and who is going to appoint the governor, the lieutenant governor, the speaker of the House. We're not even going to have any diversity in who is on this committee, because none of these people are even Democrats. So, and then I don't see anything in here about what you just said about, for example, if we're going to foot the bill for people getting arrested in courts and all that type of stuff, then why isn't there something in this bill that says, well, you're going to give the county in which the airport sits funds to handle,
Okay, well let me get to that. You had your hand up, and then I answer all that, and I get your hand, and I'm gonna give an answer.
Oh, I was just going to comment on what what she was saying, we already know that an issue of corruption is not limited to the city of Atlanta. Now, in the past, the governor has had the authority to appoint to the Georgia Port Authority, to the Board of Regents, to the university system, and to the Board of Natural Resources. Now, 83% of those people that were appointed to those boards paid $1.2 million to Governor Deal. Now, how did they get on those boards? Again, when you expand the power over the authorities or that control of that airport from local control to state control, the voters lose. And
Okay,
the voters would have lost in OSD, and they're gonna lose in this too.
Okay, I disagree with the last part, but go ahead.
Can I make a comment? So, what we're looking at is Atlanta, who's had control forever. They have done absolutely nothing for Clayton County. They've not come to the table to give us anything, to offer us anything. They're not supporting us. At least with the state, we will gain more than likely, yes, some seats at those tables. Some seats at those tables. They're going to pick up that bill for our emergency services where the taxpayer is no longer paying for it. Because if we can't get Atlanta to do what, and we know that they've not done anything in years, so why keep holding on to that when we know that they're not going to support us in any way? At least on the other side, we have some opportunity, at least getting at the table, having a couple of seats at that table, which we will have. We will have, that is on the table, and that they will also pick up that tab for our emergency services with the police and fire department. They will take that bill, they will pay that, it then does not fall on the taxpayers of Clayton County, and it offers us an option to be able to get in and make some changes later, whereas to now, we don't have anything with Atlanta.
All right, let me make my comment, and then I'll take the additional comments or questions. So everybody have very good points that they're making about the state and Atlanta, and I'm going to still repeat again. Atlanta has had every opportunity, and we've even reached out to the council president and some of the other council members. They know our situation. It's not like they blind and they didn't know and it just came up like this. They have known our situation for years. They especially knew our situation last year because we had to come out in full force to try to figure out how we were going to make up that money for that short amount of time. So their hands are not squeaky clean when it comes down to Clayton County. And Clayton County is definitely not at the top of their list about being a good neighbor, as was said to us. On the other hand side, even with the state, there's no guarantee either way. But if I look at who's been saying what, or where's the opportunity to be able to negotiate, like right now, where the bill is, it has not left the Senate. They voted out of committee, but it's still over in the Senate, has not moved. And that's the other reason why I'm having this meeting, that when you all say, okay, listen, when y'all go in there, go over to negotiate, oh, we need to talk to Senator C and Senator Davenport, this is the negotiation. Now, they have their own opinion on how they feel about the bill, the takeover bill. I would not express their opinion. They can speak for themselves. I don't speak for nobody but myself. And so with that, like you talked about the placement on the board, that is a possibility. That's something that can be asked. Hey, y'all we want 2 seats. No, you know you're not gonna get a whole lot of them. I did want to go back and make a comment so that people understand this. Whoever's in charge at that Capitol makes the decision on who's going to be on what board. So don't get it twisted. When the Democrats was in charge, for all those years, they put whoever they wanted to put on those boards, and it didn't matter. So it's no different that now we're in the Republican-controlled governing legislature, that they do anything different. It's the same way. So I just wanted to put that out there for all fairness on both sides.
I just want to add this, and I see both points of view. I'm from Atlanta. I got love for Atlanta. I don't want to see any harm come to them by all means. But I've been with Clayton for 30 years now. So that's who I love and support now. Atlanta has stood by and saw us have defeat after defeat, from the car rental to the jet fuel to a recent ruling on the vendors.
That's right.
And now the jet fuel situation. So the history in terms of their track record is solidly in place. Now when it comes to the history with a governmental authority, at least Nathan Deal came to our rescue and extended an olive branch and gave us some funding to get us through. So as it relates to history and who's been there to support us, at least that governing body has done something tangible to help the citizens of Clayton County. So when it comes to who to lend our authority to, I would certainly be more amenable to aligning myself with an authority. However, I would do it on the front end to make them compelled to now support us if they win, and they clearly got the votes because it's a Republican controlled.
But not necessarily. A lot of times, and go real, I'm gonna hold up and make say everything. I want to make sure. I think I saw Sparkle in the back with her hand up, and I want to make sure everybody get an opportunity to say something. So I'm not gonna keep calling on the same people. I want to make sure everybody else have what they want to say. Before I call on Sparkle, and I see you over there, Virginia. If this bill was 100% and they were very positive about it, it would have already went through the cycle. They're still counting their votes, like with anything when it's major legislation. And they're trying to figure out, okay, do we have enough of our own on the Senate side? They probably do. They had enough to pass it out of the committee. And they probably still negotiating. And what usually happens, for those who don't know, this is negotiation time. What is that you want? Can I get your support on this bill if I do this and that and that? So you got people that represent all of the state of Georgia that need something. And so this is negotiation time. Okay, I've been wanting that library, or I want this right here down in my rural district so I can take something back. Okay, that airport don't affect me. I'm down in rural Georgia. I think Atlanta been abusing what's going on anyway. Everybody have their own opinion. So they might be negotiating with those individuals that are not in the metro Atlanta area, which they have enough votes, if they go and look at the rural Georgia. When they come over to the House, of course, it's 180 of us. They only need 91 votes because it's not a constitutional amendment. And so they might have the 91 in the House, then they might not. But they got to get it out the Senate, and it has to come out by crossover, which is Thursday. So guess what? They are negotiating. They sit in the negotiating seat. And that's where y'all also come into effect. We don't have to be the ones going to take the information. Y'all can pick up the phone and call Senator Burt Jones and look on there and see who all are on that, in that, when it pass out the committee. You can start calling every senator that's over there and say, hey, I'm calling about Clayton County. Are y'all gonna offer us? We want to see on the authority board. We want to be able to tax the property that's located in Clayton County. We normally will have to we should be allowed to tax. We want to be in charge of the police services, which if you look at the bill, it initially starts off saying that the state can do it, but at the end part of that statement, it says that they have the ability to contract it out to a municipality or a county or another local government. If you look at that, it's probably towards the back, almost towards the end of the bill. So there are things in there. We're not going to get the whole pie, but we want a portion, and the part that the way I see it, and then y'all can tell me if I'm looking at it wrong. We want the minimum of the 20 million and above, and we want, according to how much we would have been able to collect had you have inflation each year, we've been able to collect more with taxes. So whatever that amount would have been given as each year, the minimum we want is 20 million. We're not going to take less than that. So that's a correlation with being able to tax all what we want to do, plus having the control over the police department that's there, because remember, those are services. When we were able to collect the money, well, of course, we were paying it out of the sales tax money. So those are things that you all as citizens of Clayton County can call starting tomorrow. Even though I think the Senate might be in tomorrow, I'm not sure. But y'all can get on the phone, start calling, send an email, say, hey, we're Clayton County, I'm from Clayton County, I'm a Clayton County resident, I'm a Clayton County student, I'm a Clayton County business owner, And I understand y'all have a bill dealing with the airport. How are y'all looking out for Clayton County? Because no matter what happens, whether it stays with Atlanta or it goes with the state, Clayton County still is in the middle. We still affected either way. So you can call the city of Atlanta. I want to talk to the mayor's office. I want to know what y'all gonna do for Clayton County. So y'all got a whole lot of people start calling. And then y'all start calling, tell your friends start calling. Believe me, it makes a difference. Calls and emails. Because now they paying attention. We're gonna have to give them something. And we want to try to get it there. Not saying that in a delegation gonna say, well, okay, they give us that, we're gonna vote for it. Because there was a hard sale even with the jet fuel tax issue among the delegation. It's kind of split us even on that. So what I'm saying is that I don't have the answers. That's why I brought it to you all. This bill has not come over for us to vote yet. It's coming. I'm about guaranteed it's gonna leave out the Senate on crossover. If they got to pull a toenail and a fingernail, they're gonna do what they need to do because they want to be a real bad. It was a close vote coming out of the committee. I think it was 5-4 votes. It was real close. And so they've been working and negotiating, getting up to it. And what we want is that either way, if it's the airport authority, we want a seat at the table. We want to be able to tax the property that's in Clayton County. We also want to be able to take over the police services that will be happening in our county. So you're not asking for something that's unreasonable, but you all got to ask. It's only 7 of us on the House and 2 on the Senate. We're not in the majority, but that's where you all can be able to help, just like they helped the last time. So what my plea to you all is, starting tomorrow morning, you get up, start making those phone calls, start sending them emails. Even if you say, okay, every hour, I'm gonna call and send an email. They'll be like, oh Lord, somebody else will call for Clayton County again. We got to figure out something. You had your hand up. Yes. Hold on, let me get Sparkle. Go ahead, Sparkle.
Okay, my question is there a possibility of charging them for using our air rights since they already dumped jet fuel on us out of the planes? Can we charge them for the air rights?
I don't know the answer to that, but I know that Clayton County suffers severely when it comes down to air pollution and noise pollution. And the inconvenience of every time, especially where stays in Forest Park, like myself, and even Morrow and Conley, that's on that path, that Lake City up on that path, you got to tell people, hold on. Okay, the plane gone. Or you sleep, and it's coming in. It wakes you up or it's shaking your house. So all those are things that not taken into consideration when it comes to the inconvenience. So we're not, beyond the money part. What about the health of our students that live in that area up near the airport? When that fuel, they're dumping that fuel and it comes down, I think Dr. Beasley even brought this up in one of the meetings, that the school system has to clean those buildings on a regular basis. They're not getting recompensated for that. They're not part of their regular maintenance for those buildings. But all those things we have to take into effect is how is it affecting our health?